junction between the stomach and the duodenum. Okay.
Small and
So
large
first we
intestines.
went and so the transition between the esophagus and the stomach, and now we go to the gastroduodenal junction. And we will find that just in a second, because do you see villi here? No villi, but there are gastric glands. And again, it's a PAS staining. Most of the cells stain PAS positive. This is the stomach, and let's move here.
Why is it black?
I started to see villi, especially here, and also what a little bit disturbs here is that you see this large lymphoid infiltrate here, right here, and so this section is the stomach, the pyloric stomach, the pyloric glands, and the surface epithelium. We go to the larger part just in a minute, but here we move out to the duodenum. And although in this section we don't really see the muscularis mucosae, but here we started to see it. And most of these glands are in the submucosa. And as we move closer, more distal, you're gonna see here, this is the muscularis mucosae, the submucosal glands. Throughout the duodenum you see these submucosal glands, or Brunner glands. Up here you started to see the 3 villi and the crypts. So we're gonna, let me show you the pyloric sphincter here, this enlarged smooth muscle at this area. Well, it's not that very prominent. Do we have more on it? No.
You can't even see
we
it on
don't have
camera.
it, but okay, so this is the gastric region, and we move down to a good part of the duodenum where you actually can see the villi. Here the villi are much more prominent in this area, and you also see the submucosal gland, and again lymphoid infiltrate. So let me go to this region and enlarge it. Again, you see the villus here. Okay, that's a villus, and then there is another one here, and then the crypt is basically down here from, and here is the muscularis mucosa, this thin layer of smooth muscle that separates the crypt from the submucosal glands, and the submucosal glands are the Brunner glands, which secrete neutralizing mucus and lots of bicarbonate in this area to neutralize the stomach acid. And here is a lymphoid infiltrate, larger lymphoid infiltrate, again part of the mucosal immune system. And as we move down in the duodenum, you still can see the submucosal glands, the Brunner glands, and this thin layer of the muscularis mucosae. Up here is the duodenal mucosa and the villi, okay? And the villi. And the surface of the villi are obviously covered with the brush border, and that's going to be a nicer area down here that I'm going to zoom on. So you see the brush border, because this is, well, it's a faded out patch stain, but you still see the brush border here, okay? If I can move this right. There we go, that's the brush border, okay? The next slide is hopefully nicer, and that's the duodenum and ileum. So I always say that, why did they put the duodenum and the ileum right next to each other? Because I used to joke with the students that, so we have to see the duodeno-ileal junction, but there is no such a thing, right? Because they are not connected to each other.
Oh my goodness.
So here on this section, we're gonna see one of the duodenum.
Sweet Leslie.
You just have to recognize which one is which one. There we go. All right. So what is this? I mean, I don't think there is any question. If you came to the lecture, there is no question. What is this? These are large lymphoid follicles in a row and reaching up close to the surface where the villi are flattened. So this is the ileum. But let's start with our first one. So we have to find the duodenum. And is this the duodenum? Yes, it is, because what do you see here? You see the villi, and you also see the submucosal glands. The muscularis mucosae is nice and thick here. That separates the submucosal glands from the crypts that are present in the lamina propria, and the villi. Again, here you see the villi in the duodenum. So this is again, the villi here are much nicer. These are long villi in the duodenum. These are the crypts, and here is the muscularis mucosae, Brunner glands underneath. And you even can imagine that some of these ducts here just pierce through the muscularis mucosae and open up in between the crypts. Here is an opening of the Brunner glands. So the secretum here too, you can see it. So the secretum of the Brunner glands is gonna go into the lumen. Okay. So this is the duodenum, again a larger duct of the Brunner gland.